Alrighty, the button has been pressed, the light has turned green, and so we are all set and ready to go with another Super Robot Sundays here on Sound Goblin Gaming as we continue our playthrough of Super Robot Wars 30. I'm, as always, Bograt.
I'm the Krampus.
I'm Shiv.
I'm Under Green.
And I'm Vincent. Alright, so let's one-shot this mission.
Yeah, so last time around we, the controller died, so I basically kind of intentionally failed out this mission just so we could end stream.
I don't remember how we skip cutscenes.
Start.
No, doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Triangle. Oh, you know what? I think you can only skip it if you've actually beaten the mission.
Oh, right, we haven't beaten the mission.
Because technically it resets to before the...
I can hammer the button faster than this thing actually goes fast.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh. Well, okay then.
Yeah, we started doing this and then the controller died like midway through. So I basically threw the Flauros out to get killed because if any of the units on this get killed, you lose the mission.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so the thing about this mission is we only have the IBO stuff, and we actually do have to clear parts of the board in order to get other stuff to spawn. And we use one IBO unit.
Yes.
In and of itself, that would be fine. It's just the sheer volume of crap we have to clear.
Turns out we also have set killing it.
Yes.
A hell of a range.
Yeah, the Bale is the only other unit that's even moderately decent just by virtue of how late we get it, so it was already fairly high level. Yeah, all the rest of the IBO stuff is just like, get the hell out of the way.
Yeah.
I feel it's less of a commentary on the IDO suits and more of a commentary on just how strong everything else in this game can be.
I mean, the IBO suits would be fine if we were actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but the...
And these are clueless.
But again, the problem comes in that for the most part, even though we've had the other IBO suits for a while, you still get them later than, like, by the time you actually get them, generally your team has kind of solidified.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't get the second wave till like chapter like 6 or 7.
It would be 5 because we're in 6 right now. But yeah, it is very much a case of like, if you know they are in there and intentionally are like, okay, like as soon as I get these suits, I'm going to like start using them, then they turn out all right. But it is very much a case of like, if you're just kind of playing through naturally and just kind of being like, okay, whatever I get, as I get stuff, I'm going to sort of form it with my team. And it's like, by the time you actually get to like the second wave of IBO suits, it really is a case of just like, okay, well, most of the time I can deploy like maybe 15 units, and I already have the 15 that I deploy every time.
Mostly a case of like, oh, I really like, the Ryosei Go, so I'm going to swap something out.
Yeah, it's like, no, like absolutely. Like when I talked about the whole like, the whole like run doing like no actual like protagonist suits,
Yeah.
like the Bale and the Gusion are absolutely in that team.
Yeah.
If you keep them leveled, if you keep them actually like statted up, they are both great suits. The Flauros kind of falls behind a little bit, but does have great range. it's an artillery suit. That's like its whole thing.
Yeah. So a Super Robot Wars game that wasn't 30, there's a good chance you might actually use like all of
Oh
them.
yeah, absolutely. Like
If your cast wasn't as stacked as this,
yeah, if this were like a standard Super Robot Wars game where you have maybe like 6 or 7 series and you get these 4 units from IBO, absolutely, like all 4 of those are solid members of your team.
it's just there's so many series in this game that it's like you're at a. You can't even field all the protagonists you would want to effectively.
Yeah. Kind of as we hit last time, the big thing that tends to happen is eventually the Lucas Rex just straight up runs out of energy.
Yeah. It doesn't help that every time it gets hit,
It's using some energy on the barrier.
yeah. Which. Okay. Let's see what use I can get out of you guys here. I'm snapping the urge, so. But you should at least.
Other than the 4% hit chance, but I think he's got bullseye maybe. No, he's got focus. Which, not the best we can manage.
It's the closest you can get.
That's the biggest problem with them being under leveled is not so much the
Yeah, the stats just aren't there to
Yeah.
hit current levels and stuff.
That is a 7% chance. That's the best he's gonna have. Yeah.
Like with the 30% reduction of their accuracy wasn't even enough to bring it out of it.
down the yeah.
Hey,
But
he
he
hit
managed to get it.
37.
So
Yep.
yeah, no, that was extremely a case of like final calculations. Their hit chance goes down 30%. It is still at 100%. Yeah, like Akihiro at least does have bullseye, so can guarantee a hit.
Between that and he has wall, so I can just go like, okay, I put wall up, these things aren't gonna help.
Doesn't matter. They die.
Yeah, they were doing like 200-300 damage per hit with wall up, which is fine.
And you should just be able to straight up.
Yeah, no, the Bale is high enough because the Bale is like only like 9 levels below these guys thereabouts. So stats are not so far reduced that he's not.
Yeah. He's actually not that far off from where a lot of my levels are. So,
And being under level means he's going to get
Catch up very quickly.
a couple levels when he kills these, which each level also gives you a EXE.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'd be able to multi-action through a bunch of these.
yeah. In fact, I can kill him with the thing that doesn't cost 50. It helps a lot too.
Yep.
Still have the same problem as a Lucas Rex. is actually more economic. You do have a wall, so that's good.
So it doesn't matter if you overextend with him.
That's just a good one. Souls are gonna kill things with 10 like that like those. Yeah. Ah, fuck.
Yep, they do that.
But they have defend. Alright, well.
Yeah, the other one's gonna defend too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Attack the one that's off there on its own.
Yeah. That one will defend. Defend no matter what I do.
Yep.
They're gonna back down. So you can just throw in and hope you hit another guy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't really afraid of that one.
Fine. It's almost certainly gonna. Even if it does hit, it's not gonna do significant damage. It's gonna get killed on the cracked rock.
Alright.
Really time to summon more trash.
Yes, we got to this part before. It was after this spawn that.
Yeah, our units don't spawn from this.
It's just more trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just more trash we have to kill.
Yep. More plumas and the Hashmal is there now.
Alright, continue with the enemy turn. God. You're gonna be out of energy pretty quick.
Focus.
Yeah. That's persistent intuition. Bombs.
Are you eating them?
Yeah. Okay.
You got some below though that you can pop bombs to heal everyone.
Yep.
Yeah. Exiles persist.
Didn't get hit last time. Killed.
Still not out of ammo.
There are 2 trunks left now.
Yay!
Good job, Sean. Jail can save.
That's 7%, so... Let's see. Gauntlet. We have enough for Bullseye on all.
No, extra action as well. He has plenty of XP. Cap, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Nice.
Alright, just break 10%, 10%. Got it. I have to say we're on that. Yeah, okay. Free. There we go. That's the trigger. Nope. Ah. And finally, Linderlof. Because our ace bonus can now be used.
ほら、お前の獲物だ。使ってやるからもっとよこせ。ああ。これならしきれる。
Scared.
That's bullshit. His health was clearly at 0.
Oh, thank God, really.
Pretty much.
I mean, the Barbados is fine. It's actually above level of everything I deployed. It's just, it has a certain amount of energy and that's just fucking done, and there's a million Plumas. It doesn't have map attacks, and it loses energy every time it gets hit.
Team laminate protection. But does it have magic laminate protection?
Effectively, yes.
What about Getter Ray laminate protection?
Also effectively, yes.
That's dumb.
It works on range attacks.
Oh, was it just range attacks? Okay.
Yeah.
Had the robot be gayest.
If we were limited to first season, I would say absolutely not. Second season introduced some stupid shit. And from what I've heard, it's only gotten worse.
So we have one turn to do this, you say? They claim we have 2 minutes, but...
Alright, if victory condition is destroy the Hoshmel, you guys
This
don't
mission is
have
2 minutes. Calm down, Frieza. An ability to tell time.
12 episodes later.
do stash. Alright. Not quite full enough. Have that attack. Yes. Okay.
I need to see if I can find it. There's like a video someone out there of 5 minutes from, it has the comment of like 5 minutes to Namek destroyed, and it just continues with like the next 5 minutes of the anime, and then just cuts to the explosion.
Just with like charge up. Boom, let it go.
I think it actually cuts off like a mid scream from Goku too. It's real good.
Or defend my
It's fine. Got 5 minutes until Namek explodes, but everyone knows talking is a free action, so it doesn't actually take any time. You can talk as much as you want, and it only takes 6 seconds.
I'm pretty sure there's more than 5 minutes of active fighting in episodes.
Not really after Frieza drops the spike into the core of Namek. There's not actually a whole lot of fighting that takes place after that.
It's probably like 20 minutes all told, but yeah, no, a lot of
It
is talking
really
or
is
screaming.
Yeah, it really is like a lot of screaming and a lot of back and forth about Frieza saying his dick is bigger and Goku saying, "Nuh-uh, my dick is
I'm
bigger."
pretty sure there's an entire
My dick
like
has to be
episode
bigger
of him
for my
just trying to do a
friends.
spirit bomb
Yes,
that ultimately failed.
which is charging.
No, the spirit bomb is prior to him blowing up, putting the shot into the planet.
Yeah, in fact, the shot of the planet is specifically in response to being hit with the
So
spirit
it's
bomb.
hard to remember the 40 episodes.
No,
that
it's
it's
fine.
one fight. Taking place one fight.
In fairness, that was supposed to be the end of the fucking series.
Yep.
That was supposed to be like the ultimate climactic battle in the manga. Not by his choice.
And then Shonen Jump said, "Hey, we want more."
Then Shonen Jump not only said, hey, we want more, literally said, we will never publish anything else you ever do if you don't make more Dragon Ball.
Yep. And then they kept rejecting his creations for the actual villains for the next part. Which is why the Android / Cell Saga goes through so many different changes.
Yes. Yeah, because originally it was supposed to be Dr. Gero and the Shitty Mime were like the actual villains.
Yep.
And then somebody looked at Dr. Gero and the Shitty Mime and said, you have to be fucking kidding me.
No one will buy that these are actual villains. Okay, fine. I'll do this brother and sister pairing. No one's gonna believe they're actual villains. God damn it, fine. This insect creature from the future. No one's going to buy that ugly thing. God damn it! My cell has so many goddamn forms.
In fairness, I do agree with them on Dr. Gero and Mime.
And then they got to the Boo Saga, and it was like, this is the villain. And they're like, nobody's gonna buy this. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm not doing this again.
See, I disagree. I think Dr. Gero and the Mime were just as fine in the series with the Ginyu Force and with other things like
Oh, no.
Well, okay,
They were-
fair. Ginyu Force was never supposed to be taken seriously as villains. The difference.
They weren't supposed to be the final boss, either. That...
Then again, neither was Jiro and the Mime.
Well, in the sense that initially Dr. Gero and the stupid Mime were the androids that were supposed to be the villains of the android arc.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. The Ginyu Force never were. That was always Frieza.
Though they were a great callback to original Dragon Ball villains,
Yes.
which is what they was going for.
Yeah, but the whole point is they were comedy jobbers.
Yeah.
They were not intended to be an actual threat.
Yeah, like the idea was supposed to be, hey, these guys that no one took seriously, now you're going to take them seriously. And Edger said, we're not taking these. Like something else.
Ain't no kill like overkill.
They wish away everyone's memory of what Boo did. Because Boo killed just about everyone else.
I feel like they did. Which is also why people are just kind of cool with Boo hanging out with
Oh no,
the most
that has
famous
been-
man on the planet.
No, that has actually been confirmed that they made a wish that everyone would be okay with Mr. Boo being there.
Yeah, well, it's specifically because I think that is tied to the whole like, hey, forget the
Yeah.
forget that this dude killed everybody.
Yeah. Which really makes you question how that year on Earth went in between. Oh wait, no, that wasn't the Earth Dragon Balls that wished everyone back.
Nope.
There's a problem with having so many different Dragon Balls.
Now we have a whole other set to deal with.
I was like, are you referring to the Super Dragon Balls or are you referring to the 3 in Daima?
I'm not referring to the 3 in Daima.
So I hated the fact that they once again still went to the concept of we have to do another wish. I do love the fact that they finally went with a Dragon Ball number that wasn't 7.
Yeah.
I will have you know I had an actual, in real life, involuntary eye roll since Super Dragon Balls.
I'm sorry,
It was unstoppable.
those are a thing.
I acknowledge those were a thing.
They're
Okay, and we should be back, but we'll give it a second here. You can set the step away. But yeah, it was extremely a case of like Daima really feels like, hey, I'm going to take the concept of GT, but do it my way.
Yep. I definitely see that. It definitely has a lot more of the quirkiness that Toriyama brought in the original Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Actually, there's a
but
lot
you,
of that.
you have this, you have a lot of the same, like, again, sort of concepts as GT, where it's like, oh, okay, it's going to be this, like, Goku gets turned back into a kid.
Yep, going
There's
to
like a
places
grand
among
adventure. There's a
others.
grand adventure. There are Dragon Balls to collect, but they're all tied to these, powerful evil beings that he has to fight.
Yep.
Because Daima has the Guardians rather than the evil dragons.
Who weren't even evil. I
No.
love the Guardians.
No,
They're
they
fantastic.
weren't evil, but the point was they were like these are the demon world. Like these are specifically created to keep people from getting the Dragon Balls.
Which makes sense because Dragon Ball itself showed, hey, if these wish items are out there, people are just going to keep collecting to wish for terrible shit.
Yep. But yeah. So it's been, like there are a lot of things conceptually in Daima that are like, oh, this was definitely Toriyama kind of being like, hey, there was some things of merit worth saving from GT, kind of.
My favorite thing that Daima did is a red herring Chekhov's gun. Because they introduced this bug shop where you
Oh yeah.
like all these different things, and one of the things that they accidentally get when they pick up heal bugs are these fusion bugs.
Yep.
So everyone's like, oh, that's how we're going to get a fusion from Goku and Vegeta in the end. They're going to do this fusion bug thing. Either as an accident while trying to do a heal bug, or a, we have no choice, we have to do this. And no, those were just there to distract from the fact of the big plot MacGuffin that the villains use. You can get 3 for a quarter in this same fucking shop.
Uh-huh.
So masterfully done and perfectly Toriyama. It also has my preferred design for Super Saiyan 4. And I'm not talking about the weird, just chibi one.
Yeah.
Just, I really think the colors they did in Daima were a hell of a lot better. Even though primarily the only real major difference is Goku's hair. And also an explanation as to why he would not be able to do it after that. Do it, do it, do it. Yes.
Oh yes, scissors.
Oh, so good.
I mean, the unit is not powered up at all, and he's still fairly low level, so it did fuck all for damage, but...
About the animation.
Ah, right.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to finish this turn, just...
Oh, I can. I still have the X order.
Oh.
That and I have units with Zeal.
That's true.
Let's do that first, actually. Probably be enough. Underestimate this barrier. Oh, good thing I have way too many. That's persistent, I'd say, yeah. Yeah, that says something. Crit isn't taken into account.
Crit is not taken into account. He's got 3 XC.
Oh no, wait, no, it is taken into account right here. Yeah, I've done smash hit and
Okay, I was gonna say
one
is
as
that-
well. I can still give him another turn anyways.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, wait. Okay.
there you go. And yeah, crit. The damage from crit does not take into account when it does the calculation for whether it will shoot down or not.
I think
Even if it's
does,
a- even
it
if-
was a smash hit, but
No,
no, okay.
it just does not take it into calculation. Period.
ほらお前の獲物だ
That's why you get like Jericho 100% crit, but still show shoot down even
バ
though.
ルバドスほら捕まえた
I like this one.
Yeah, because like all that smash hit does is just set crit percent to 100%. It doesn't actually do anything else, like behind the scenes mechanically.
Oh, nice. 2 bubbles off that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, boss unit.
Yeah. Boss unit, I put gain on it as well.
Yeah.
Seriously, do you see what we have? It will be fine. Also, honestly, compared to the crap we're dealing with, mobile armor, they're kind of nothing.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's like
Half of our team could solo the Hashmal.
Also, Lucas Rex could solo the Hashmal without going into deliver off.
yeah, just relax. Lose all feeling in your limbs. Oh.
Also, do you see what that thing does?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, even if we weren't friends, we're not gonna let that thing go on a rampage.
God, I forgot. There's only 6 people in my world who know basic human empathy. None of them are in positions of power.
That's not true. What's his face understood? The leader of the God, my completely escaping up. The guy who was basically their Yakuza leader. Like, he had some concept of empathy.
Yeah, I said there's 6 people.
I know, but you said none of them were in positions of power. He was actually in a position of power.
He was also bound by a shit ton of, like, Yakuza rules and stuff.
Fair.
And he was in a lesser position of power than
Yeah, he wasn't
He was
world
very good at
government,
political
but-
maneuvering.
Yeah, and
That's,
it was extremely a case of he was in a position of power insofar as he had some power, but as soon as anything was happening that was like casting Tekadon in a negative light politically, they had to cut all ties, otherwise it would have caused him problems.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because
he was not powerful enough to really protect them.
Well, I mean, basically, in universe, no one is powerful enough to stand up to Gjallarhorn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of the point.
Oh wait, I have to amend my number. There were 6, and then there were 5 after a certain point.
That's the unfortunate teddy bear incident.
Yeah.
let's see.
Like, I knew going into it not to get attached to anyone, and then I got attached to someone. Should've known better.
It's a Gundam series. The default rule is everyone's going to die.
I mean, also, especially if you're in season 2, like, come the fuck on.
The default rule is to pretend everyone is going to die. Just go with that mindset.
It's like you have no excuses for expecting anybody to make it out of season 2 after what they did to Biscuit.
True.
Well, season 1 is like, they lose Biscuit, so it seems like there's stakes. But then Tekadon manages to, like, pull through every dangerous scenario past that. And then season 2 happens. They don't get the protagonist luck to pull through scenarios anymore.
To be fair, my issue was less of that she died, more of how she died.
Yeah.
I expected her to die in combat, not gunned down in
it
a
was
fucking
combat
store.
for one of them.
Initiative was rolled.
I mean, Amuro got shot in the back by a random mook.
Yeah.
Later.
I'd love to see novel canon brought into like some other setting.
Tornado. Yeah, once we do this, Tornado of War. It also gets us an upgrade for a unit we do actually use.
I'm really curious if we're gonna see Amuro in Vex at all.
G-Guts.
Like, not as a pilot, because clearly he never got the Gundam.
There's theories
Oh?
regarding some stuff surrounding that.
Huh. Like, I've been actually enjoying G-Cox.
Oh, Dad, look out. You almost fell down those stairs. Thanks, son.
I'm fairly certain Temray is killed on screen. But I don't think they blew up the entirety of Side 7, so... Like, I'm pretty sure Amuro's fate is left unanswered currently.
Oh, right. We actually use this unit. I'm not used to it.
Happens every once in a while.
It is hard to get a strike in when your opponent is wielding a sword that's 20 meters long.
Yeah. Unlike Sephiroth's sword, which canonically can actually grow in length. So dumb.
Yes, there are some fan theories surrounding a few characters that have shown up in GCUC so far. And also the other very funny fan theory that Amuro is actually just a rich billionaire who sold Haro toys.
Go for it. That is one of those
He
weird
just
changes.
never became a pilot.
Yeah, that was one of those weird changes that I disliked about Origin. They made the Haro a thing that existed prior to all that, so Amuro didn't create it.
Yeah. But even then, his Haro was still unique.
Yes.
A wife and kids.
Only in an alternate universe.
Yeah.
Which is now showing connection to the base. Huge. And I will say this, the G-Cux's design has grown on me. I did not like it from the initial shots we got. I have loved it throughout the animation. And I'm very looking forward to the next one where we see the G-Fred go into action. I wish I was making that name up. Eva Unit 1, I mean G. Shut up, Foss. Stop asking me to capture shit, Trent. You and Tifa both. Tornado of War. Yeah, that's a statement.
Their bond is pure and powerful, do not question it.
Ah, a Dibs is manifested.
Every single time I see that name, I think they want to sell me some type of cereal.
Questions, fancy.
Tracer Oaks.
Power enough to kill that.
You're the wrong one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, occasionally double taps.
Yeah, I've been dealing with that on a Twitch from Chrono Cross.
How's it going, Darkman?
悪いけど少し派手にやらせてもらうよ。マスターランチャーを出すぞ。叩く。もらった。
Every time that scene comes up, it's like, you're in my way, I can't see.
Okay, so the fairy is a targeting system.
Snatch.
I think 14 or 15.
Good lord.
12. That far, yeah.
Like, I appreciate your enthusiasm. It's supposed to be a lesson about swords and swordsmanship. You're ruining the movie.
And if you keep a flame firing long enough and then spinning around, its effect will be a sword.
Sekiro just like ponders for a moment.
控えた相手なら遠慮はしない。心の力を炎にする。はあ。
Young lady, where did you pull that?
Obviously from Hammer Space.
What's a sword?
It's a sword made of fire. You can pull that in.
The sword in your hand isn't made of fire.
It's probably is, though. Human pocket.
Ew.
Just one of those collapsible swords you swing.
ユウト、見ていてくれ。何？私は戦う。
Breaks it.
おとなしくしやがれ。準備はいいか？ファイヤージェネッカ。チェンジ。マックスキャファイヤージェネッカ。マックスキャノン。そこだ。チャージ完了。マックスキャノン。ファイヤー。ロボットの心にかけて。我々は平和のために戦い続ける。
Oh, dear God, that is a long ass name for that.
与えられた任務をしっかり果たす。
His name.
A red 5?
I think it was like, maybe the EX something. Maybe I'm looking at the ones.
You might have been looking at the Quasters thing.
No, this was something that's on it, because I noticed it before.
この目だ。レッドファイブ。
I haven't done anything yet.
You're gonna have everyone act but him? We'll learn to fight as one. Everything's dead. Fuck. Can't say that.
No, not black, black.
Oh, okay. See, that makes sense. Why didn't they just say that?
Force turn into sword.
That attack implies that he can just transform his sword via sheer force of will.
Did you think he can't?
More of a tornado than a cyclone.
Or possibly a twister.
Alright, special guest.
Yeah. She is currently on couch.
Special guest every weekend?
Depends. Usually it's every other week.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Alright.
That one. E5 Mark II OX Alpha X.
Yeah, the upgrade version
Yeah.
of the Chinkalion.
Yeah.
AKA the Alpha X. The Alpha X is just... yeah, Red 5, I think it's just Red 5.
Yeah, no, I misread who it was on.
I wouldn't doubt it having a longer name, but this would involve people watching this anime.
Wow. I'd say shots fired, but... eh.
Shots happen, fine. Like questers. Swords.
I was going to say, also swords.
Have we fired swords at the Quaster?
I mean, does what Dan of Thursday does count as firing a sword?
No, he just becomes
He
a sword.
becomes the sword, flies at them. There's like a shoot a sword separate from it.
Yeah, I guess we do need a gun that shoots swords.
2 to 4, got it. Okay.
I feel like that's gotta exist somewhere. Ah, yes, my friends and I old concept of why the heavy arms gunmen didn't have a beam saber. Stored in the missile racks and fired off whenever fired out whenever they fired full barrage.
Clearly, because it just doesn't have a reactor to power it.
Why wouldn't it have a reactor balance power?
Because in order to put all the uplinks to make the beam saber work, then place quick missiles in that thing. And its primary weapon is also just a physical ammo Gatling gun and not a beam gun.
The upgrade is
Precious missiles.
that you can store a knife in the arm.
That doesn't take any space, it's just a
Or beam saber there.
You still have to power it. Power system, the arm, make it all work.
That is the worst explanation. Considering the reactors in that that setting, that's the one that makes the least sense.
Okay.
Like, remember correctly, the actual reason is quite literally the professor who designed it figured that nothing would live long enough to make it in melee.
That's patently false, and some asshole decides to do a duel with it.
Yes, because that professor was a moron. To be fair, if I remember correctly, all 5 of those doctors slash professors slash whatever were dumb in some regard.
Yes. Pretty much without fail.
I'm gonna make this super stealthy Gundam that no one can see. Does it have a cloak? No.
タイミングならばこの距離ならこ
You
れ
can
で
see it standing there. You have to fight in broad daylight. And it's a black Gundam. People are gonna notice it. Dr. J was the only smart one who said, if it seems like you're gonna lose, just blow it up.
Except he does that when he's not gonna lose.
No, he was losing every time he blew it up.
Yeah, but when they're not losing.
Also, you gave this gun to
Oh.
a person who constantly states, "I'm going to kill you," pointing a gun directly at someone, then just doesn't kill them.
Yep, I know. I'd say he got it based on name alone, except he was literally given that code name and he went to
Oh, right, because we don't have the... Yeah, there is technically a different music that plays for the Mark II L-Gaim, but it's would get the stream struck. So anyone that remotely stands a chance of painting anything back here? No, not really. I didn't think we'd be able to. Right on in this one. All big things. Oh wait, you aren't. There we go. Okay.
This is a question. When do they power beam weaponry off the reactors, or do they have their own?
I think it's off the reactor.
I'm fairly certain it's off the reactor. Like, they never specify either way, but generally, if it's not specified, it's off the reactor. Then again, just about every mobile suit can use a beam saber. Because, like, even Leo's right at the very beginning have beam sabers.
And like when Kiro does the duel against the Ptolemies, he does use a beam saber in heavy armor.
Yeah.
Actually, we know for a fact that heavy arms can do a beam saber. It literally jettisons part of its arm, which had a beam saber underneath it, for him to use in that duel.
Yeah, as I said, he used a beam saber. Like, that's the question of whether or not the beam saber is being powered by the heavy arm itself, or whether or not the beam saber is powered by.
I don't know if it was confirmed one way or the other. I'm pretty sure almost certainly not.
It's not something that typically comes up.
That's like one.
Well, specifically a thing that has come up in like UC gun.
Yeah. Wing is far less a technical series, so yeah.
Yeah. The closest they get is not even saying on screen, but in the what little technical information they released, the fact that the reason why the Wing Zero and the Wing so rarely actually do fire their weapon is because you only get 2 shots and things from
In atmosphere.
In atmosphere.
Yeah.
You can use it in space all at once
Yes.
because people misunderstand space physics.
Yep.
Yes, they misunderstand how cool it works.
They misunderstand that actually it's harder to dissipate heat in space than it is in atmosphere.
Yep.
Battletech at least gets that.
Yeah.
Yes, but from Battletech does very little actual fighting with mechs in space.
Not necessarily that much in space, but there's definitely a lot of stuff that happens like
I mean, there is
not in
space.
atmosphere.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
they do space stuff, but
Yeah, there's a lot
Like-
of
well,
fighting on, like moons and stuff.
There's stuff on fighting on moons, asteroids. Basically, there is surface fighting, like because the majority of mechs don't have any like flight or
Jump that bad.
jump at bats. There's a very small handful of extremely advanced mechs in BattleTech that have actual flight capability. So they're not really viable as like actual like space combat, but they absolutely fight on places that do not have atmosphere all the time. Because like there's asteroid mining, and they'll have to like go defend the actual asteroid bases, moons, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
And like in tabletop BattleTech, at the very least, there are specific rules for how heat works in space, and you are way more penalized for it if there's not atmosphere in the battle.
You don't have something to actually transfer the heat away from the item.
Yeah, basically. Like if you're doing a combat mission in space in BattleTech, it is not uncommon at all to completely rejigger the build out of your machine gun with additional heat sinks.
Use less like laser weapon.
Yeah, less energy weapons in general.
Don't put your suit up with flamers.
Why not?
Or do, because it will turbo fuck the other guy.
That is true.
It's like the trick to your suit having the flamers is you get to control how much heat you generate. Yeah, it's like you get to control how much heat you generate. They do not get to control how much heat you generate in them.
One of the dumb units I made in one of the MechWarrior games where I took, I think it was a Nova Cat, loaded up every single slot on it with ER Gland flamers, and just loaded everything else with heat sinks. You could basically run up to any mech in the game, tap it with like an alpha strike, and it just immediately shuts down.
Just blow its heat right out of the fucking water.
It would immediately purge, do all the coolant purge, power back up for a second, then immediately shut down again because it wasn't enough to clear all the heat. And then you just slowly torch it to death.
Yeah, no, there are absolutely hilarious builds depending on your versions of like what version of BattleTech you're operating off of, because there's also the build that is like there is in fact a point where the meta was just load as many machine guns as you possibly can on your unit.
I had to show that to a friend of the stream, Eric, one time. Where I took a unit, just loaded a bunch of machine guns on it, and everything else was extra ammo for them.
Yep.
And then just ripped units apart and just shred their pieces.
Yeah, because BattleTech armor is all reactive armor.
Yes.
So volume of hits is a lot more effective.
But yeah, when you're hitting them with like 12 machine guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like machine guns do dog shit for damage, but it is like you just get enough
so many hits.
Yeah, you get enough hits in that effectively, like by the time you do like one full round of fire, they have no armor left.
Yeah.
The crack cocaine?
It's also why a convoy of technicals in BattleTech is actually extremely dangerous.
Convoy of technicals. I don't remember if any of the like MechWarrior games did them, but like there's a reason the clan uses elementals.
Yes.
Just climb on top of mechs and tear them apart.
I believe it was DLC in one of the last battles that focused on clan stuff that specifically added elementals as a pilotable. And the Xbox, the second game in the Xbox series, used elementals. Mostly as story missions, and largely the same way Crimson Skies game the gyrocopter for certain missions. Yeah. I love the BattleTech game, the last one that came out from the guys who made Shadowrun.
Yeah, hair range schemes.
Love that. I love the community that came out for it.
Okay, if you would like to go to move, the mission. Well, first off, Iris is around somewhere.
Yeah.
The Iris search.
Anywhere.
Where? Solar system is Iris.
Let's see. That one. Bridge. There we go. Okay.
There it
Uh-huh.
is. Kilimanjaro.
Oh. I'm just going to PP actually.
Yeah, we are at the point where we're running out of things for MXP to matter for.
Yeah.
Does it ever become anything more than just that?
No.
Okay.
Okay, and now the actual thing that I wanted us to come to move for. Go ahead and head to the Mars sphere. And we need to go ahead to do this Borealis.
Ah, Relic of Gold Fin. Yep.
Yep.
That Finn as in final?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Relic of Gold is a 3-part relic chain.
Yeah, all the relics will have a fan quest. Those are
Yep.
Yeah.
Not that we've done more than like one of most of the others.
Like one or two, yeah. Yes, yes, you can.
Hedge, you're not allowed to. Others want experience. New orders are to kill them. Kill them all. Like I just keeps on going between the scarf in front of him and down, so it looks like it's his mouth moving.
just constantly going up and down.
Yeah, so please note, these are not level adjusted.
Yeah.
The enemies here are all level 40.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But we need to hold out until the Just Striker can come and support us.
Edge's arm might get tired from hitting the fire button so many times.
So the Dress Striker's gonna arrive. We're here to. Okay, all I see is the pile of debris in the 30.
Meanwhile, at Quester's HQ, why did we send all of the broken units?
I told you people to wait for me so I could ask him the dumbest question.
No, he only asks Mitsuba dumb questions.
It doesn't ask me questions. She is secretly the actual game.
He doesn't care about Edge.
I do want to give Edge algebra problems just so he fails them and I can laugh at him.
All right, you have 2 trains. Stop it.
No. He gets the 2 trains problem.
No, the 2 train problems to map question.
Yeah.
It's not ethical. Ethical or philosophical.
You've hit a few things with a sword. You're not even anywhere close to it.
Will you allow the 2 trains to intersect and collide just to answer this math problem?
What's us here?
Thanks.
Gee, thanks, Az. Thanks.
You.
Are you ready to
And yes, so we get to hear at least one of Az's themes in an Edge playthrough. Likewise, you get to hear one of Edge's themes in an Az playthrough.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
She has one EXC.
Yeah.
Does come with an equivalently upgraded up.
Yes.
30th, so she's golden.
Yeah.
Yes, the Huckabee 30, you get it this for finishing Relic Gold. It has all the upgrades you put on the Huckabee 30/30th. Because you have to have the 30th at this point.
You have
Yeah.
And she also does come in at the same level as Edge, so.
Yeah.
The only thing that was surprising me is I almost would have expected them to combo attack.
Yeah. That's the thing, though.
They don't
It's-
need it.
Well, A, they don't need it. B, it's not that common in the SRW games when you get the secondary protagonist. They usually don't have a combo attack between the two of them.
Yeah, but they also usually aren't like brother and sister.
Yeah.
No, usually something leadership, but he doesn't want
丸
that.
分かりなんだよやるぜユッケマインサーチブラックホールキャノンセットで終わらせる
It's also just kind of a matter of, like, realistically, combo attacks are not actually all that common in SRW games. I mean, you look at the size of the roster in 30th, in SRW 30, and there's, like, what, like 4 combo attacks in the entire game? There's not that many, because there's... Okay, so there's the 3 across Sakura Wars. There's the Rabbits formation. There's the Mazingers.
There's a combattler and the Voltus, the D's.
Yeah, the V's.
There's the
And then there's the Jadecker, the built Tiger.
Yeah, we haven't gotten that one yet, but there's that one. There's the Ray of Girls. Yeah,
rare throws.
Yeah, so there's more than I said, but there's still like probably less than 10 for a roster of close to 200 units, if not more than that.
Excellent. What's his name? That one.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
the
true.
strike team doesn't have one where they all run headfirst into something.
They kind of do, except that there's actually only 2 units of the strike team.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
They have.
they have a strike. They have a formation attack, that those units can do, which involves other members of the Strike Team, there are only actually 2 fieldable units that are the Strike Team.
Junko and Connie?
It's Junko and I don't remember if it's Connie or not. It's Junko and one of the other ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, they each their
it's
units
not-
each have a combo attack. That isn't a combo attack. Just have like 2 other strike teams show up during it.
Yeah. Magic now the Rhinos is actually a team, so Rhinos formation is
Yeah.
You get the
3
single
Rhinos in it.
but they
But
have
yeah.
Rhinos from attack. That was Craig.
Ew.
Okay, so base game, there are 6 combo attacks. With DLC entirely, there are 11 for the entire game.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, not counting ones that are like, this is the upgraded version. Because, like,
Yeah.
for instance, like, there is Rabbit's Formation and then Rabbit's Formation Plus.
Which is
It's same
still
combo attack.
Yeah. Add another Huckabee suit.
So, yeah, there are 11 combination attacks for the entirety of Super Robot Wars 30.
Turns out he's got like 30 Huckling.
The Huckabee 30th was just the 30th one we made.
Yeah.
We gave her Huckabee 29th.
But she didn't like that, so she just named it.
Just took a
30.
regular one.
Jump sure. I feel like he's rubbing in Lelouch's face by saying that. I'm reunited with my little sister. I wonder if she's still pretending to be blind in this game.
So there are 111 units in this game,
Like 10%.
each of which has anywhere from like 3 to sometimes fucking 12 attacks.
Yeah.
So, like, conservative estimate, let's say there's probably somewhere in the realm of about 400 attacks in this game, 11 of which are combo attacks.
10%. I mean, lots of units have lots of attacks. It works at how many combo attacks.
Okay, the Commander only has
10%
10%.
of the
I'd say that's probably the cap.
Not even.
Effectively more than that, really. Because you have 111 units, but you have 11 combo attacks, each would necessitate at least 2 people.
Yes, but not all of them involve different units. Well, remember, 2 of those combo attacks are Ogami.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, but each of those, but 2 of those combo attacks are Agami, but that's also 3 units.
Yes.
And every other combo attack is at least 2 units.
Yeah. There are 2 or 3 of them, which are just the J Decker crew, not in different combinations. The like super tiger, like Build Tiger and J Decker have like 2 combo attacks. So yes, combo attacks are not all that common in these games. Oh look, she's an ace.
Yep.
Fuck.
Ah, I'm new on the team. Also, I have done all these kills.
Does she have the same score?
think she does.
8 ace.
Even if she doesn't, she like everybody who comes in at this point comes in as ace.
Yeah, I think she comes in roughly with the same upgrades that a new character would.
Just a insanely upgraded unit because it has all the upgrades that you put into the 30th.
Raise to select her ace bonus.
The unit bonuses, yeah.
Yeah.
Move up, there's a range up.
Yeah.
New pilot coming in at perfectly normal level on.
I mean, you say that. It's around where all of our new pilots are going to be coming in. Like, Renee came in at like 102.
That's
Yeah, she's just at 70, so she definitely doesn't have the same score as
No.
Edge, but
She's getting a gift.
no.
Keep Marcos.
Yeah.
It's good. The
Whoever
same
the-
amount- less boost than gives.
Yes.
Yeah, 140 morale, plus 5 to everything, plus 10% damage dealt.
The revealed version is stronger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's at 151 or higher. It's plus 10 to all of it and 15% damage dealt.
Yeah. Plus upgrades.
Power parts.
This question of whether or not we're going to be using her. Yeah, sure, why not? Where is that? Oh, yeah. Or 30.
Yeah, like I mean, Giant Sengyong came out at level 108. Like,
Yeah.
maybe 107 because we did get a kill with him.
That's right. It's on every other screen.
Uh-huh.
This
Yes,
one that I
correct.
can.
It's really annoying.
Yeah.
We did get the Techaton flag, which if I remember correctly is quite good. Also got both of those that we can throw on something and gives it full barrier buster.
Yeah, just take it down, flag up top.
Let's see. Well,
Yeah, probably want to throw that on an IBO unit.
Yeah.
Basically put that on the
Lupus Rex, yeah.
Lupus Rex and go see what the Lupus Rex has. We can swap off as well. See if there's anything it has that would go good on the 30.
Yeah. Where is the Wolf King? There we go. Yeah, sure. Smash Hitter.
Smash Hitter versus just basically Havoc Cell every turn.
Yeah.
Not really worth throwing Smash Hitter on the 30 though, so we can.
Did we put that extra wizard operator we got in it?
I don't remember. Yeah. May as well.
Sure, yeah.
Extra XP credits and PP.
25% boost to all resources.
Because, like, a 30 is going to get kills.
Yeah, it's gonna get kills. It's gonna one shot everything, basically, similar to the 30.
There. Back up.
Already blown through that thick water cat. Red.
Yeah, so basically anything but Beyond Light and Darkness is where we're at this point.
All right. Okay, so it's just this page at least.
Yep.
Sure, breaking lineage all proud.
Let's see. Yeah, nothing special in this mission.
On a mission from Gad.
Have you met these three? This is how they help.
This is going to be absolute hijinks.
Look, a marriage is a lot like piloting Getter Robo.
I don't want to know how.
Shouting and posturing, and then you fire a laser that pierces the atmosphere. And Getter is
Well, I was lost until you said that, and I continue to be lost. Until we get tired. Forever at this rate. Oh no. Someone just asked for an extra long session of running.
We PT'd him into depression.
Wish some enemies would show up just to break this tension. Oh, thank God.
Oh, there's 5 of them.
There we met.
Apparently they hate getter raids.
And like, you're gonna fight, and we mean we're gonna move you as far away on the map from enemies as possible.
It's true.
You and the Great Monster, because it's probably actually even weaker than him at the moment.
It won't do much to them, but Great's like Mazinger as a whole, both Great and Zeto, their defensive stats are way higher than anything else for like 15 levels.
There's probably more than a 15 level gap. We stopped using Tetsuo long before we recruited Keita.
Yeah. I mean, also, I'm pretty sure Tetsuya just has wall.
He does have wall. I mean, they're both paper mache.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it has counterpoint.
This too is like
Bunch of screaming and then explosions?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Strange thought of what Mary did. Wonder Ryoma's still single. I'll start the laps.
悪いな。ここで終わりだ。ドラゴンのパワーを極限まで引き出す。
But Ryoma has also the fight.
Get shine!
He had to run really fast and suddenly crouch in order to get in.
And over there, and okay.
Kraken shows up, grabs them both, goes back under.
Tasty, tasty hands.
Pointing the wrong way.
And so you're going to draw a line in the sand right there, and then step back and draw an even line even further back.
But the Berserker is coming, and those two as well, I guess.
Need much more. We already have a unit that can solo this map. Now we have ship that can solo this map.
To really relax, there's a whole bunch more fodder that I'm going to one-shot. God damn that ugly face. That's it. Give in to that nerd rage.
are an invincible team. Immediately goes back on the ship.
I was gonna say, and now time to immediately retreat.
Okay, now to hope we don't fail this mission.
Yeah, that would suck.
Okay.
Stop it. Does that persist?
No, this seems we're fine. Yeah, we don't have wall or anything, so.
Grazing.
Okay. Right, our work here is done. Thus concludes a relationship by advice from the Getter Boys. Remember, when all else fails, Getter Beam.
You're definitely not a genius.
And they're still getting married, so at the very least, you didn't fail your mission.
Alright, so we've got enough time if we wanted to try maybe sneak in one of the like relic missions.
Find a relic mission.
There we go. Yeah, because we'll be able to do.
Yeah, we are well past the point now where we can just blast through pretty much all of these. Yeah. Yeah, most of the time when we've done these off stream because they are pretty straightforward and basic. They don't really have a whole lot of. The Relic of Gold ones have story relevance. All the other ones are really just, hey, there's this thing we detected over here.
Like, defeat this boss in 3 turns, or don't let enemies get to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like this is going to be the one. I think that is the like all the smaller units around it do support defends.
Yeah, this objective is shoot down within 3 turns in the center.
Something like defeat enemy of 1 shot.
Oh no, it'd be so terrible.
Where did I put that Galgagar?
The defeat
there.
enemy of 1 shot is actually really tough when they first.
Oh yeah, when they first show
Pop
up.
up.
Yeah. I mean now.
And now it's not. This one's just killed 5 enemies in 3 turns. We're gonna 1 shot most of them anyway.
Yep.
It's supposed to say, do you understand how guards work? Or,
Support, defend.
defense work? Just attack the trash first.
Yep.
Oh, that's more complicated than I'm going to be.
Something can't be defended if its things are all dead.
Also, I have this dividing driver.
That is also an option.
Yep.
That does solve the situation.
Time to serve up a screwdriver.
Get screwed.
Yeah, this one does in fact become hilariously easy once you actually have Galgagar.
And mission done.
Oh no, but the 3 turn. Oh.
We're also so overloaded that I just killed everything
Yeah.
anyways, but...
And yeah, basically each gradual level of the relic missions gets you a stronger version of one. So we just got Chogokin Z, which is like one of the better defensive power parts.
Yeah.
That is the extent of story you get from most of these relic missions.
Yeah.
We detected something. Enemies might show up.
Enemies will show up.
I was gonna say, their enemies will show up. Enemies have shown up.
Alright, so we got 3 turns to blow everything up.
Oh no.
6 mildly spread out enemies, 3 turns. However, late this task.
I'm gonna tell them just to give me 2 more random.
Speaking of killing stuff in 3 turns, Eternal Road on Expert Vicious.
Yeah, on the topic while we run through this real quick. Update for G-Gen Eternal. Continues to be really solid. Continues to be extremely playable without investing any actual real money into it.
I was able to get the highest possible rank in the event they had going on for
Yeah.
spending any money.
I got to the final rank, which was that Master?
Yeah,
I got
Master
the
League is
Master
the
rank.
top one.
I didn't get the highest score for rewards, but I still made it there with no money spent.
And,
I got to-
and the difference between the highest possible score and our highest possible reward. Anything else in that tree was minimal.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I got to Diamond League, which was the second highest, and got bored of the event, so it's just like, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
current event is fine. Guild events so far are fun.
Yep.
I am hoping they rerun some of them. Not so much for me, because I have been getting everything out of them, but more of, I think there's some neat stuff in them that I think it would be a shame if future players didn't get access.
It works like most gotcha games. They will use
Yeah, depending on
We are well too early into this game for them.
yeah, depending on what the cycle is. Like most gotcha games do it at best yearly, but it is far more common for it to be like every 2 years for something like that. But it also very much depends on. It very much depends on how sort of wide an array of events they have, but given the base they have to work with, i.e. literally all of Gundam,
Yeah.
there is no chance they are going to run out of possibilities for events anytime soon. Like the ones that run events like the same event over and over yearly, typically have a smaller like story base to work from. Like for instance, when the Love Live game first started, and it really only had like 2 seasons of the show to deal with, they would run events very commonly. But like the final iteration of it was going 2 years already. Like Fate Go typically is like 2 years for some things, and some things are even 3-year cycles.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll get back to running like we're less than 2 months into this game. They're not going to start reruns already,
Yeah.
and they have so much content to cover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we're still at the point where roughly, like basically every time a new significant character gets introduced in G-Cux, we get that character.
Yeah, usually either a week or 2 later.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't even finished out the storylines for all of the
Stuff that was in the
storylines
game
that are
at
in the
start,
game
yeah.
at launch.
Yeah.
Not even including story like AUs and stuff they didn't cover at all.
Yeah. Like pretty much anything that was in the game at launch that had like a season 2, they still haven't done season 2. Or in the case of like X, like the back half of
Back
X.
half of X, the back half of G
G-Gundam.
Gundam.
G-Gundam, yeah.
Which are effectively second seasons.
Yeah.
They're just
Kind of. Not really.
Yeah.
Definitely not really with X.
yeah.
Like The back half of G Gundam, you can kind of point at G Gundam where there is a decently clear dividing point
Gundam
where
has a decent dividing point of everything up to tournament arc and then tournament arc to completion. And that's basically where they did the split on this.
yeah,
one.
it's like Gundam X technically has a very clear dividing point. It's when they go to space. The thing is, it's like 5 episodes from the end of the show.
Yep.
And like G Gundam is a 48 episode series, if I remember correctly. So
Yeah.
it is like basically first half, second half.
Yeah. X is also shorter, but that's
Because it got canceled.
because it got canceled. Or it didn't get technically canceled. It got cut short.
Yeah.
Because like it didn't get like suddenly
They-
canceled. They got told like, hey, you have like 3 less episodes than we told you were gonna have.
Finish
Wrap
this
it
up.
up.
Then they're like entire series that yet like
Renee's not in it.
Turne's not in it, G-Reko's not in it.
Yeah, Turne's not in it. Jireko's not in it.
Destiny's not in it. Coming.
There's a ton like. We have nothing past Double Zeta for UCs. It's like CCA isn't in it. Like there are units from stuff, but there's nothing.
No
Yeah.
CCA,
No scenario stuff.
no Hathaway.
Although,
There's no victory or
yeah, no victory.
Oswald stuff.
And then there's of course all like the build and
Build fighters,
build fighters, build divers. Yeah, Age isn't really in it. There's tons of content still to
There's
add.
also so much war content.
I mean,
Yeah, the other thing that makes me curious is also how much of that stuff is going to be added as standard missions and how much of it is going to be done as events, because like 0083 for instance is being done as an event
Yeah.
rather than an actual
I would
like stage
imagine
edition.
That most mainline series belong.
yeah.
yeah.
I'm just thinking more along the lines of stuff like CCA, for instance. I could see them doing
could see
CCA
CCA
as like an
doing that.
event.
00A, CCA, 8th MS team. I could see those all being
Like we
events.
know we're gonna get Seed Destiny.
Yeah.
That's full on the rest of the season.
Well, everything that's in there, we know the second halves are being done as actual stage.
My assumption is that any like actual full on series will eventually get a actual like regular stage stuff. But
Yeah.
like 0083 or the Pocket,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff is gonna be big events.
Yeah.
So
So that-
CCA would like to be halfway.
Uh,
So that does make me wonder how they're going to do Unicorn.
Because Unicorn was technically an OVA first, but did get recut into an actual TV series.
Yeah.
Unicorn, I think they would probably just do as a standard stage, just because it is, generally speaking, that it's treated more in line with these UC series than it is with the OVAs.
Yep.
I could see either way on that one.
Yeah.
They also have a shit ton they could do for the development tree for Unicorn.
Yeah, that's the other big thing. Is
If,
it like
if only for fucking episode 4 of the OV.
Yes, the MSV episode.
Yep.
I mean, the events like the one that's going on right now, when the events are like a story event, like not paid events, they have development.
they do have development trees within them, but they're very small
But they're
development
smaller
trees. So
development
like,
trees. Like,
they're usually like 9-ish units.
like I don't know if they would. I wouldn't actually expect them to do a development tree for all the various units.
Oh no, they're not.
No.
But even if you're
But
doing
the standard stuff that shows up would.
well, yeah, and like even if you're just doing the stuff that is not just like in the like mecha porn episodes, or just like, hey, it's gonna be a big battle, we're gonna pull out all the MSV shit. But you just go with like even like stuff like, oh, there's like the Lodo, the Jigan, the Jestas, the unicorns themselves, like
Unicorn the main. The
Delta
Jestas, the
Plus.
Jesta Cannon.
And the other thing, the other reason I think that Unicorn may end up being a regular stage rather than an event stage is because you already do kind of have a built-in for what you could do as the like the unlock, like, you know, the one where like you do like the full tree and you get like the special unit. Because I could absolutely see them doing the perfectability as the unlock unit.
Oh,
They could
yeah.
do perfectibility. That is true. Well, everything that has a not all
Not all stages have an
Stages
unlock
have
unit.
an unlock, but I could see them.
But
doing
it's like I could
that.
easily see them doing the perfectibility as an unlock unit.
So the only reason, or all the ones that don't have an unlock are the ones that haven't had their thing finished. I think we're getting an unlock when they get their final. set
Possibly.
placed.
The other thing to consider is that so far all of the unlock units. The only reason I think I would think the perfectibility wouldn't be is because so far all of the unlock units are actually video game originals.
Yes.
Like I do imagine they're gonna add more units.
They're
that use
they're all either from like G-Gen or one of the other like video game series. 'Cause like Caswell's Gundam is from Gihren's Greed. The Zeta 3 thing is from one of the games. I don't remember which one.
I think that given that they gave us another way to actually get the tokens to upgrade
Yeah.
per unit, besides only the EX, I imagine of them somehow. Right now there's 4.
Yeah.
Five.
Yeah, because there's the Caswell's Gundam, the Zeta 3, the Aquarius, the Hyperion,
and the Psycho 3.
yeah, and the Psycho 3.
Which I gotta figure out which then, because I've already done the first upgrade on the Z3. I don't know what I want to upgrade next.
I did Caswell's Gundam as my first one.
The thing is, I don't know if I want to save up, or if I want to do that, if I want to save up to finish ranking up the Z3.
I've heard the
Aquarius is really good. I really like Caswell's Gundam.
No, that's fair. Like, I plan to eventually get them all done. Like, right now, my
the real
priorities
limiting
are
factor
building.
for the last step is the 3 million credits.
I'm almost there.
I mean, you say
I'm
that
also almost there.
it's not actually that hard. Like, cause like I spent the $1 million on the first upgrade for Caswell's Gundam, like probably maybe like a week ago, and I'm already back up to like 400K. You get money really quick.
I am at, I think, 2.8 mil right now.
Yeah.
Was it too-
Just because.
gone down to-
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like you can literally get around 50K every day just from the money upgrade stage.
I have made so much money off the,
the
current event.
Yeah.
The capture rate just seems great.
Like,
Capture rate
between
is
the
insane,
capture
and then
rate
you just
and
dismantle
the-
them all and get hundreds of thousands.
That, and I rigged my, like, the teams that won the missions at the highest possible ticket given rate.
Yep.
So just running the boss thing
Yeah.
on skip gives me enough currency to do that gotcha that's just, here, have money, have money, have money,
Here's
have money.
and upgrade parts and everything else.
Yeah.
Like that's all I'm spending my AP on
Uh-huh,
right now.
that-
Just
that's-
running that. and nothing else.
That's why I've literally told off my my
Do you know what your percentage
requests.
is? I'm at 176.
186.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I'm still focusing on finishing off what development trees do exist. So
The only reason I actually hit that is because of my bad gotcha luck giving me the easy 8 twice off of the banner for
the better percentage.
and it's like, I don't want the easy 8.
yeah,
Not that I'm sad that I got it,
mean,
because
the easy
it's
it's
so
a really good unit actually.
It's really
As long as
fucking
it's
good.
space.
Yes, even if you are in
As long
space,
as the engines are close enough,
like,
you're in space.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's not.
yeah, like even in space, it's still actually useful in a lot of maps because the maps on this are so small that even at 50% move,
But if
it can
it
still
does
usually
have
get
to
in
move-
range.
Yeah.
It can still, its EX attack has such a long range.
It's
It's still
the-
pretty it's still like half the space maps. It can still get to shit.
Yeah, the
That's probably a good place to call it. We're about
Okay.
just after quarter till, so it's a good place to call it. We're going to call it there for Super Robot Sundays here on Sound Goblin Gaming. Thank you all for joining us as we continue our playthrough of Super Robot Wars 30. We'll be back tomorrow with more Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Soul Link.
Now that I'm no longer sick as fuck.
You're no longer sick. Shiv's no longer buried under furniture and shit. I will say we're gonna be wrapping up the Soul Link pretty soon, kind of one way or another, because we're getting
Whether we fail or we get
we're
to
getting
the
close to
goal.
end game, but this has also run long enough that if this one fails, we're not moving to another seed.
Yep.
And I think we're going to claim Poke Mondays back over to Digimondays after this to do Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory, because we did just get the release date for Digimon Story Time Stranger, and that's coming in October.
I would like to suggest a game for after that, or if we're doing that immediately afterwards, which I can also see still.
Maybe. Depends on how long Hacker's Memory is going to take. Hacker's Memory is not as long as the original Cyber Sleuth, because it is sort of it is its own separate game, but it's also not. It's a side story to Cyber Sleuth.
But,
So it's
I'd
not
like
quite as
to
long.
Recommend somewhere on our list Pokemon Conquest.
Yeah. Could do that. But yeah, so that's what's going to be coming up after Soul Link. And then on Thursday, we'll be doing more of our half and half hybrid between the D&D 3.5 book reviews and Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. And then we'll be right back here next Sunday with more Super Robot Wars 30. Until then, I've been Bograt.
I've been Shiv.
I've been Hunter Grain.
And I'm Vincent.